thank you for joining us. Welcome to Highlands, welcome to Inverness, and thank you for being our main guest tonight.
I'm looking forward to it.
So if we can start by just going right back to the beginning, locations, just its 25th anniversary, which means you were pretty young when you started that role. How did you make the switch from property into media?
By accident.
Okay.
Not by design in any way. I took myself off to university and did a surveying degree in my mid-20s. And I came out of that as a surveyor, and I thought it was a really strange situation in England where all of the help in a property transaction is only available to the person selling. The person actually spending the money does it on their own account. I thought that's really, really odd.
Yeah.
So there were people going into an estate agent's office thinking they were about to be provided with the service, and they weren't, because the vendor is paying the agent's bill, that's the client.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, there's got to be a market here. I'm going to give it a go. Lots of people told me it was a crazy idea. Agents said no one will ever pay you to do that. But I thought, I'm going to give it a go. I had £1,000. And my girlfriend at the time, who's now my wife, had a good job, and we moved in together, she paid the rent. So I thought, well, I'm going to give it a go with my grand. And if it's a rubbish idea, then the grand will run out and I'll go back to being a surveyor. But if it's a good idea, then I'll see how long I can run with it. Okay. So I'd been doing that business for about 5 years, and I'd been putting together some deals, and people were talking about it was a new service. I was doing it in southwest London. Kirsty was the only other person doing it. Okay. She was in West London.
Right.
So we knew of each other. And I got a call from a production company saying, Channel 4 want to make a property programme. There wasn't one. This is 1999. We like the idea of following the feels and spills of people going house hunting. We don't know anything about it. We've read about what you do. Can you come in for an afternoon's consultancy and just help us develop the idea and talk about what we might be faced with if we filmed it? Which I did, went home, thought no more about it. It was an afternoon's consultancy. It was quite fun. And about 3 months later, I got a phone call saying, Channel 4 commissioned a non-transmittable pilot of the idea that we brainstormed. We can't find a TV presenter who knows anything about property. Might you be interested? Come and have a go. So I thought, well, it'll be a fun way of spending a weekend. Not much will come out of it. And that was about it. Kirsty did the same.
Wow. So you and Kirsty both thrown in together.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So we run a thing called Developing a Young Workforce, and the idea of that is to put young people, sort of late secondary school, in touch with employers and so on. What advice would you give someone who's trying to get into either property or media, someone just reaching the end of their school career?
It's tough at the moment. The job market is hard. But it's about tenacity and not giving up and working any contacts that you've got, asking questions. Resilience, because there's going to be some knockbacks. But certainly, from what I've seen in the world of television and of property, actually, the people getting in are the people coming in on work experience for free. And just coming and making the tea and putting a smile on their face and being nice and being helpful and being engaged and being present and taking of any little opportunity that you can.
Yeah.
To get through the door, because it's tough.
Yeah. So take the opportunity, then be really good at that opportunity. Yeah. And if you widen that out, you've got a couple of sons, haven't you? What I don't know if they want to follow your footsteps in anything, but to a wider job market, what advice do you give? And do they listen to you?
I've got one lad who's just leaving university, so he's entering the job market, and he's just got himself a 4-month position in quite an interesting business. Whether that will lead on, I don't know, but that's quite interesting. And the other lad's at university, and he's got himself a summer job that's keep him off the streets and fill him up with beer, I should think.
Okay, so that's maybe the beginnings for them.
Yes, but seeing what them and their friends are going through, there are some. It's hard. The job market is tough.